Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Hazen Takes on the World. I'm Hazen, and join me as we take on the world. Today, we're going to be taking on one of my favorite movies. This is something very near and dear to my heart, and we'll get into that in a second. But right now, for the reveal, we'll be taking on Princess Mononoke by Studio Ghibli. Okay, this film came out in Japan in 1997. Came out over here in the States in 1999. Written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. Like I said, released by Studio Ghibli. This film was the first Ghibli film and Miyazaki film that I ever saw. I remember being completely blown away by this as a kid and just falling in love with that whole world. Studio Ghibli has been compared to Disney, for those of you that don't know, but I don't know how someone wouldn't know what Studio Ghibli is nowadays. But it's been compared to Disney, the same take on classic tales and just made into a magnificent new world to experience. And that being so, Princess Mononoke was my first experience at Studio Ghibli. Absolutely love this film, and I'll get into a little bit about it here. The American version has the voices of Jada Pinkett Smith, Claire Danes, Minnie Driver, Billy Bob Thornton, and a personal favorite of mine, Billy Crudup. I love Billy Crudup's voice acting. He's one of my favorite narrators. So having him as the main character right here, just really, this was also one of my first experiences with him. So, this film has actually changed a couple aspects of mine. So, getting into things, this takes place in the Muromachi era, which is from about 1330 to about 1570. So it's about 250 years the Muromachi era was going on, and it spans kind of the Iron Weapon age. So basically, jumping into the story, it takes place the Amishi people in ancient Japan. There was an Amishi tribe, and the last prince, Prince Ashitaka, is out patrolling his village, and he notices something happening in the woods. And as he's on patrol, a demon bursts from the woods and chases his sister down a hill. He rides off on his trusty elk, Yakul, and chases after it and shoots it down with an arrow. After he kills it, before he kills it, it grabs a hold of his arm and burns him, and he kills the demon. Well, it starts to dematerialize, and he notices it was actually a boar god, and they find that there was a small iron ball in the boar god's body that drove it mad, and that's why it turned into a demon. So the village elders tell Prince Ashitaka that he can travel westward and try and find answers about this iron ball and the boar god. So basically, he has to cut off his top knot and leave his people, leave his family, leave the fact that he's actually a prince, and just go and never return. And he's dead to the people, and the people now are losing their royalty. So basically, he's the last prince. Now he will be gone, and they won't ever have a king again from that. The village will have to start over or just die out. The Amishi people are dying at the time. So he takes this on, and he goes traveling westward, and he meets a monk named Jigo, and Jigo tells him about the Iron Town, and Jigo also mentions to him about the Great Forest God, and the forest spirit, and he's basically the king of the gods. And during the day, he's a many-horned deer spirit, but at night he grows and becomes the Night Walker, who's just basically a large shadowy creature that is nighttime. And I'm not going to give all the details of the story, but he goes to Irontown, and it turns out they're making rifles, and they're trying to hunt down all the animals, and so they can cut back the forest to get to the iron ore that is under the mountain. And the forest creatures they don't like this, so animals are attacking. And during this, Ashitaka's burn on his arm is growing, and his arm is now cursed. With the curse comes he has superhuman strength, but also every time he gets mad, and even just in general, but it worsens when he gets mad. The curse grows and travels up his arm, and it will consume his soul and kill him. And that's why he's going on this whole quest, is he's trying to see if there's any way he can reverse this and help the problem that the boar god was struggling with. And basically, as he's in Irontown, Lady Eboshi, who's the leader of the town and the one who's done so many things with the ironworks and like helping the people, and she's the one that's like, well, let's just kill the animals, So we need the iron ore. Let's just cut the trees down, dig out the iron, and kill the animals. And but during then, a young girl named San, who is the titular Princess Mononoke, which she's not actually Princess Mononoke, but she's princess of the spirits and monsters. She comes riding into town to kill Lady Eboshi with two wolf gods. And she was raised by the wolves, and these two wolf gods are her brothers. And she was raised in the wilderness by another wolf god who is her mother. And it's basically that is the flow of the movie. And Ashitaka is trying to help San and stop Lady Eboshi, and basically trying to help. But some of the themes of the movie is just industrialization. The technology taking over and losing out on the old, the classic nature. And for that, it's very heart-wrenching. And this movie tells it really well. A lot of things I like about this is how beautiful it is. The art is absolutely incredible. The characters, very deep characters. Not, I mean, it's a cartoon, but not exactly a cartoon for kids. Let me look here real quick. This is rated PG-13. There's a lot of blood. There's swearing. I wouldn't put this on for the little kids to just kill the afternoon. This is a little bit more adult. But the artwork was something that caught me off guard as a kid. I was just blown away and immersed in this film. I'm not going to go about the ending, but the ending always left me... I think it's a good ending. I think it's an appropriate ending, but it always left me craving more. But I wouldn't want them to make a sequel or anything else like that. This is a one and done, and it's perfect. I think that it's just one of those, you fall in love with it so much that it breaks your heart in a good way. That, like, you can't fix it because it's not broken. It's just perfect. But yeah, so I mean, like I said, this was my first peek at Studio Ghibli and Hayao Miyazaki's work. I hope you get a chance to take a look at it. This is a very popular film nowadays. Like I said, this film helped Studio Ghibli have a presence here in the United States, and because of that, we've gotten several more films, which I'd like to review for you. I love a lot of them. I haven't seen all of them. Maybe we can watch them together. But anyways, this has been my take on Princess Mononoke. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a good day.